Hello students, welcome back. Students, in previous class, minerals and power resources, we have discussed about the meaning of minerals, the types of minerals and how to access the minerals, means how to get the minerals like mining, all those things we have discussed, and uses of minerals, what are the uses of minerals, and conservation of minerals, why should we conserve, means protection of minerals, means proper utilization of minerals for future usage, all those things we have discussed. And if we come to power resources, so we have discussed about the conventional sources, and today we will move towards the non-conventional sources of energy. Just hold on. Okay students, non-conventional sources of energy. So today we will discuss about the non-conventional sources of energy. So non-conventional sources of energy are inexhaustible sources of energy. It is a alternative sources of energy to conserve conventional sources of energy. So it is an alternative sources. So with the help of this solar sunlight, see we can see some non-conventional sources of energy. So those are solar energy, wind energy, nuclear power plant, nuclear energy we used to call, geothermal energy, tidal energy and biogas. So these are all examples for non-conventional sources of energy. These are all examples. So we'll discuss one by one. So all these types of energy are known as alternative sources of energy, alternative way. We are using this to consume the conventional sources. First, we'll discuss about the solar energy. So well known for all, solar energy. The concept of solar energy we know from several years. The energy from the sun is trapped and it can be used as energy, is known as the solar energy. The sun rays will, we are going to trap sun rays, the energy from the sun we are using as energy, alternative sources of energy. It is known as the solar energy. For example, the solar heater is placed on the roof of the house to get the hot water. Yes, many of you are having in your own houses. So it is a best example. So with the help of solar energy we can get lights also. We can get light and we can cook with the help of solar energy. And the next is wind energy. The windmills. So there will be a mechanisms, means the turbines were fixed in windmills, have been used as a power. So it is called wind energy. So in wind energies there will be a big fans, the turbines will fix due to the pressure of the wind, the fans will rotate. So as the fans will rotate, the turbines will work and it will produce the energy. It is called the wind energy. So we can see the windmills so just above the sea level, because above the sea level the work of the wind will, means the pressure will be very high. So here we can see, especially we can see in open field, means the plain areas, in open areas rather than mountain regions. So if we place in mountain regions due to the natural disaster like landslides, so there will be no safe for windmills. So that's why we will place always in open fields, in plains, low-lying areas. So next is nuclear power. So radioactive elements. So there will be some kind of chemical reactions are going to take place to generate nuclear power. The radioactive elements, usually uranium is the naturally occurring substance or non-metallic mineral. So this uranium is being used to generate nuclear power. So in our Karnataka we have nuclear power plant at Kaiga, Raichur. So these are all non-conventional sources, alternative sources. So next is geothermal energy, the heat energy obtained from the earth. So we know that as we go down deep inside the earth, so there will be a heat, yes or no? So this heat is going to use as geothermal energy. So we need a water, hot water from the inside, deep inside the earth. So then only we can possible to generate geothermal energy. So only the heat is not necessary. So along with the heat, we need some water, hot water, which is naturally occurring deep inside the earth. So with the help of this, we can generate geothermal energy. And tidal energy, tides. We know the concept of waves and tides, right? The waves are the movements of the water, outer surface of the seas and ocean. The tides means the water level in seas and oceans. The water level will increase, especially in the night, and it will decrease in the daytime. So in seas and ocean, some turbines are fixed nearby the seashores, to generate the energy, to generate the power. So it is known as the tidal energy. Tidal, as the water level in seas and ocean will rise up, the turbines will work and it will generate some amount of energy. So this energy is being used as alternative sources of energy. And biogas, this biogas is also known as gobar gas. So what is the meaning of biogas? Some organic waste, dead plants such as we know that, and kitchen waste and cow dung are being used in biogas. So there will be so it is a process of digging a well type, not too deep. So digging earth for 8 to 9 feet and keeping all these organic waste. So because organic waste and dead plants, the kitchen waste and cow dung, so dumping these waste product into that the pit, and with the help of that gas we are using as alternative sources of energy called biogas, also known as the gobar gas. So students, regarding this solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, tidal, gobar, biogas and geothermal energy, so there will be an information in your textbook. So I think this much is enough for today. So this is about the conventional and non-conventional energy, non-conventional sources of energy. Just go through your textbook and read once, you will come to know. If you have any doubts regarding this, please contact us. We are here always to clarify your doubts. Thank you.